Hi, my name's Allison Bishop. I'm a teacher leader with the Seattle School District. In 2015, I was recruited to join the initial class of our TPEP teacher leader cadre. The cadre is a group of teachers who train our colleagues on the Danielson framework and the TPEP process. This is our journey. Building the cadre over the past 2 years has been a lot like the road trip that I took with my family this summer. This is us. My husband, our 2 young children, so many stuffed animals, and absolutely no ability to see out of the back window. If you've taken a road trip before, especially one with small children, you know what it's like dealing with the different voices in the car, the bickering in the back seat, and maybe even getting lost along the way, all while having to keep your eyes on the road. The entire trip, I knew we would get there eventually. With the cadre, we knew our desired destination was to make goal setting more authentic, but we knew we had a long road ahead because teachers and principals were confused, and the result was a lot of goals simply created to jump through the student growth goal hoop. Goals were typically more principal directed than classroom based, and we needed to move student growth towards something more meaningful for teachers. There was also confusion around the type of assessments to be used and a mismatch between the goal, the instruction, and the assessment. Teachers were creating goals principals told them to create, but that meant student growth goals were being driven by the evaluation, instead of being a reflection of the work teachers do every day. And worst of all, teachers were writing achievement goals, which left behind 20% of our kids. We found ourselves in the cadre a bit lost, and we needed to find our way to a better place for both teachers and students. Just like my family's road trip, there were a lot of voices who needed to be heard. The district wanted quality teachers, the state wanted accountability, the union wanted consistency, and the teachers, they just wanted their practice back. In the end, we all wanted to arrive at a place where all our students were learning and growing, and we knew the best way to get there was to work together. Just like my road trip, we knew our destination, and we knew we needed to be aware of everyone's needs to make the journey more bearable. But our big question was, how do we get there? How do we get past the traffic, the bumps in the road, the disagreements in the back seat, and the distractions along the way? We needed to learn some ways of approaching student growth goals, and that learning needed to be visible throughout our entire system. This is not such an easy task in our very large school district. We have 91 schools. We have over 200 principals. We have 4,000 teachers, and we have more than 47,000 students. As in any district, our principals were already overloaded with other responsibilities and struggled to find the time and space to consistently provide professional development for teachers. Our central office staff is large, but not large enough to get to each school and each teacher. And we needed an approach that was sustainable. As new teachers joined the district, the common understanding would continue. Veteran teachers would have an opportunity to revisit and refresh their understanding and practices. We didn't want to create something which would be great in the first year and then slowly fade away. So with teacher practice being in the driver's seat, a collaboration was developed. Teacher leaders were identified throughout our school district. They came together and were trained by WEA on the principles of practice around student growth goals and formative assessment. These teacher leaders formed our initial TPEP cadre. They were able to go back to their schools and provide leadership among their colleagues through informal hallway conversations and more formal trainings at staff meetings. This strengthened our district's capacity and helped to build more opportunities for teacher leadership at the building level. They also led regional trainings where teachers from neighboring schools could come and have access to that same expertise, which came from a colleague instead of a mandate from the district or the state. This allowed the practice of setting and monitoring student growth goals to focus on a cycle of inquiry and be driven by what the data are telling us about our students' needs instead of being driven out of compliance with the evaluation system. This made the process of setting student growth goals a meaningful part of teaching and learning, as well as transformational for our practice. And so we were back on the road, just like in my own family's road trip. Next summer, despite the fact that there was traffic, there was bumps in the road, and a bit of crying, my family will embark on another road trip with 2 small children and all those stuffed animals. With the cadre, we know we're headed in the right direction, but there's still work to do. We currently have 32 teachers in our district who have been trained on TPEP as teacher leaders, and 20 of them make up our current cadre. Those teacher leaders have facilitated 50 trainings with 16 more planned for this year, and because of these trainings, over 1,200 teachers have been trained on TPEP, but we're still just scratching the surface. During our workshop, we'll dive deeper into the process of developing the TPEP cadre, the changes we made going into this year, and our next steps for continuing to develop the work around TPEP and student growth goals. We'll also provide resources you can use in supporting your school or district in developing and implementing a plan for creating your own cadre of teacher leaders. We hope to see you there. Thanks.